Okay, get this. What if the skyscrapers in our biggest cities didn't just scrape the sky, but actually powered the streets right down below? We're about to dive into some seriously groundbreaking tech coming out of Japan that could make that a reality. It could literally transform the fabric of our cities into a massive, nonstop source of energy. Just take a look at this. Now, imagine that every single window, every wall, pretty much every bit of infrastructure isn't just sitting there. It's an active power plant, a totally self-sustaining city. I know, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it brings up a very real, very practical problem. And that's the big question, isn't it? When we think about solar power, we usually picture these huge solar farms out in the desert, or maybe some bulky panels on a suburban roof. But in a city like Tokyo or New York, where every single square inch costs a fortune, that whole model just falls apart. So yeah, where do you put the panels? The answer is everywhere. And no, that is not an exaggeration. The real solution here isn't trying to find empty space. It's about using the space that's already there, hiding in plain sight. And this right here is where the revolution really gets started. So let's start with this first big idea, the self-powering city. For years, the #1 roadblock for renewable energy in cities has been just a simple lack of space. Traditional solar panels are great, but they're stiff, they're heavy, and they need a ton of room. To actually power a whole city from the inside, we've got to think way beyond that. We need a totally new kind of solar. And that brings us right here to a new kind of solar. And we're not talking about a small upgrade. This is a whole different ball game. It's a technology called Perovskite. And what's so cool about it is that it doesn't just improve on the old way of doing things, it completely sidesteps the old problems. So what in the world are perovskite solar cells? Well, to put it simply, it's a new kind of solar material. It's got this unique crystal structure that lets us make it into a super thin, flexible, and unbelievably lightweight film. So forget those rigid panels. Think of it more like a high-tech solar skin that you can basically stick on almost any surface. Let's just put these side by side for a second, because the difference is night and day. Traditional silicone panels, heavy, brittle. You can pretty much only put them on strong, flat roofs. Perovskites are the total opposite. They are flexible, they're ultra-light, which means you can put them on curved surfaces, windows, walls, you name it. And that adaptability is the key that unlocks the energy potential of an entire city. Now, you might be thinking this is just some little experiment happening in a lab somewhere. Well, think again. This brings us to Japan's massive $20 billion bet. The entire country is treating this as a top national priority. It's a huge strategic move for them to become totally energy independent. They are betting big that this stuff is the future. And just how big is that bet? $20 billion. An investment of that size, that tells you everything. Japan sees this technology as a cornerstone of its future economy and really its national security. This isn't just talk, it's a massive push to take this tech from the lab and put it all over their cities. And all that money is tied directly to Japan's really ambitious climate strategy. The goal is to get 38% of all their electricity from renewables by 2030. And they've singled out perovskite technology as one of the most important ways they're going to hit that target. And to really put its potential into perspective, listen to this. By 2040, the goal is for this technology to generate the same amount of power as 20 nuclear reactors. That is a staggering amount of clean energy, and it's all going to be generated right inside their own cities. But you have to ask, why Japan? Why are they leading the charge on this? Well, it turns out they have a really unique strategic advantage. One of the key materials you need to make these cells is iodine, and Japan happens to have a major domestic supply. This means they don't have to rely on other countries, which secures their supply chain and makes their whole energy grid that much stronger. Okay, so we've got the tech, we've got the national strategy, but what does all this actually mean for you and me? That brings us to what we're calling energy's urban makeover. Let's take a look at how this is really going to change everyday life and completely transform the cities we live in. The whole transformation happens by turning basically every surface you can see into a power generator. We're talking about the walls and windows of skyscrapers, the roofs of apartment buildings, even things like streetlights. Every piece of the city becomes part of this huge, decentralized power grid. And that makes the whole city more resilient, less vulnerable to big power outages. And this quote right here, it just nails the core of this whole revolution. It's about embedding clean energy into the fabric of everyday life.
It's not about building these giant separate power plants way outside the city. It's about weaving power generation right into the city itself, making clean energy this invisible, totally integrated part of our world.
So, with a vision this transformative, what's happening in Japan is definitely not just a local story. As we're going to see in this final section, the whole world is watching. Cities and governments everywhere are paying very close attention, and they're all asking the same question. Is this the blueprint for the future? I mean, think about it. If Japan can actually pull this off, if they can commercialize and deploy this tech on a massive scale, they won't just be solving their own energy problems. They will have created a blueprint, a new global standard for how any dense city, anywhere in the world, can get its own energy in a way that just was never possible before.
Which leaves us with one last really big question. A technology like this totally redefines what a city even is. So, if our buildings are about to become our power plants, what's next? What other sci-fi ideas are way closer to becoming real than we think? Because this revolution, it's just getting started.